There's the culprit.
Yeah. If you see this stuff in your attic, make sure you get rid of that. So to add 3 extra bedrooms, it only cost us 80 grand. By spending that 80 grand, this property is going to go up in value by $200,000. Fire actually happened right here. We used to get, you know, $775 to $800, maybe $825. Now we're going to be like probably close to $2,000 a month in rent. So hey guys, I'm Kory MacKinnon. I've been investing in real estate since 2005, so 13 years. I got started in real estate in this house here. This is actually my apartment that I was house hacking in. Started off doing a lot of burring, and from there we also do short-term furnished rentals. We've done vacant possession, we've done cash for keys before, strategic renovations, and now we've also got a property that we're doing more like additions and maximizing the space. So right now we're at the top of the Fire triplex at 762 Colburn Street. Used to be a really pitch roof. I think that's like a whatever, 12, 14. And there was a 1-bedroom apartment, you know, where they could fit it, but there was like a 4-foot knee wall that was always wasted. So like literally I would be just barely staying in the apartment right now. So it was a good size 1-bedroom apartment, and I was trying to think about, okay, there's going to be a lot of holding costs here. This is going to be like 8 to 12 months at least to renovate. How can we maximize this? Now is the time, because they already had to lift the roof off. The fire actually happened right here. So like all the bracing and stuff was charred, so they had to blow it off, even though the roof was only 4 years old. So I was like, well, what if we actually take that pitch, we flatten it out, and we raise it up? Same height of the building and just a lot more square footage. We've added 350 square feet up here just by doing that, right? And it's not a lot of extra drywall because you're talking about wall space. So that's what we did. Our original plan was for a 2-bedroom, and then when they framed in the 2-bedroom, I was like, it's too much common area here. This is going to be like big kitchen, living room. I just said, let's close this off and make this another room. So that's what we did. It's going to be, and it's the same footprint as downstairs. It's like 1,000 and 1,800 square feet. So really big bedrooms. You know, looking back at it, I probably could have gone with like a little bit smaller bedroom, shaved a foot off each side of the bedroom, and used that towards the common area. But you know, I'm not a builder. I don't do this every single day. I do some major renovations a couple times a year, and that's it. So.
And so, what do you estimate adding that extra bedroom did to your bottom line?
Yeah, we used to get, you know, $775 to $800, maybe $825, depending on who the tenant was up here for the 1-bedroom, which wasn't bad because it was old. It was like we updated as much as we could. Now we're going to be like, I don't know, like probably close to $2,000 a month in rent. So it's been a great boost, and we just figured out a way to do it right. One of the challenges we had to do was make sure we had enough window glass space, right? So as soon as we closed this room in, now they're like, you don't have enough glass. So they're like, either put a window right there or put a window right where your cabinets are going to be. I'm like, there's got to be another solution. What about skylights? What about the light on this door? Will you count that? They're like, yeah, we'll count that. And originally they wanted 2 skylights, but I'm like, double check your math. They're like, no, just 1 skylight. So a regular window was going to be $400. Skylight was $1,000. I said, just go with the skylight. It's, you know, it's going to be, you need the cool factor, right? You gotta have things pop with your tenants. So
yeah. So this will be the kitchen?
Yeah, this is going to be kitchen. Again, we're going to go with an island right here. We are going to actually cut into this drywall and do, because there's no coat closet, we're actually going to do a coat closet right here with like a barn door or a pantry. They can use it for whatever they end up using it for. Ideally, I think with these being bedrooms here, I think the kids are going to set up their couch right here, watching TV right here, or gaming or studying on their smart TV or whatever they're doing, right? So island, they can eat at the island. We're gonna have a nice big 36-inch fridge, because that's always an issue when you got like 3 or 4 people living here. It's like you're limited by fridge space. We're doing pot lights in here, which are gonna look nice. Yeah, we got in-suite laundry is going right here. So we're gonna have stackers in here. Full-size laundry, just a stacking kit, and then a good-sized bathroom. Little closet for their towels and stuff like that. Double vanity and your toilet, and again, skylight here. Because we built so close to the property line, we can't do any windows on the north side. So I guess we could have done some glass block, but it's just no windows on this side of the house. We got grandfathered on the main floor because that's how it was, and we got existing. So yeah, so I think this is gonna be an awesome unit, man. We're gonna make sure the colors and the finishes and everything really appeals to, you know, our clientele.
Yeah. And was this property already separately wired and separate heating systems, or?
Yep, already had separate meters. It had 1 furnace for the entire property. and we looked at doing one furnace again, but just with so many different stipulations with forced air gas furnace. You know, we got 3 different opinions from 3 different contractors, let alone city officials and inspectors. So we just said, you know what, why don't we just do hot water heat? It's easy. We just run it like plumbing. We're going to have that nice radiant heat. They've already had to pack the walls full of insulation just for code here. So we got like actually approaching 8 inches of insulation just to deal with like wonky walls and all that kind of stuff and shimming and stuff. So it's going to be very efficient to heat. We're going to do separate zones. Probably look at separate gas meters as well. If not, gas is pretty cheap. We can just pay for it right now, and it's great. So
Gas is so cheap.
it is, but I mean, it might become the new expensive thing, right?
Yeah.
So you always want to future plan.
Because for a while, why would you do anything but electric heat?
I know.
And now it's like the kiss of death.
It is, man. So I wonder if they framed in. I guess they haven't framed. So you're probably wondering why there's a pipe sticking out of the room here. This is a venting pipe.
I'm pretty sure I know why.
And we're going to be pantry right here, closet right here. We did, you guys probably can't see here, but we're doing insulation in between rooms, right? So for sound, you know, this, you don't want to have like some student cranking their music in their room, and another person having to listen to it. So we just keep it simple, man. There's just going to be a light fixture in the middle of the room. You know, you spend the money on the little things, right? Go with decor switches, or go with like, you know, things that don't cost a lot of money. We're going to do a higher trim in here, nicer baseboards, nice 5-panel doors. So just when they first see it, by spending like maybe $1,000 extra on appearance, it's going to go a long way in the pictures. When the students walk in, they see it, they're like, wow, it's not just like entry-level red brick, boring student property. It's, you know, we want it to pop a little bit, right? So I don't mind spending a little bit of that money up front, because if it's timeless and if it's going to be classy all the time, it'll be nice. So
This is another forever property?
I think so, yeah. Or maybe it's going to get to a point where I'm starting to trade up some of my smaller properties. I'm selling off like a duplex and looking at some other stuff, perhaps in Sarnia, to be able to get into some bigger properties. So, but it's a good triplex, good part of town, and especially if we get the rents that we're looking for, it's going to cash flow like crazy. So, you know, why sell something that's like a cash flow, you know, newer property, for sure. All right. So this used to be a 1-bedroom. The only extra square footage we used to have here was the bathroom. We had a small bathroom, just punching in that way. But otherwise, this was like the kitchen. I think you can actually see the line here. This was the wall for the bedroom. So it was like a really long bedroom, 17 by 8.5 or something like that. But this one here used to rent for $650, $675 plus hydro. You know, so I actually at one point I rented this to Olympic rower. So he was training for 2016 Olympics, and made Team Canada, went to the Olympics, went to Rio. That was awesome. And this is where my brother was staying when the fire happened. So I was just helping him out in between places, and yeah. So now we're going to be building back. This is all going to be open air. This will be like the new kitchen, living room, and bathroom, and then the bedrooms are going to be back out that way. Actually, we're going to go out 5 more feet this way too, so it's going to be really big open area. We're going to have a door to one of the bedrooms, and then like a deck they can walk onto. So again, just trying to, hey, unfortunate things happen. We're going to rebuild it back bigger and better, and the rents are going to at least more than double. And if we put this on the short term, it's going to quadruple. So it's a great location in town. Yeah, it's Old North. It's very desirable. So they're going to have to re-slope the roof. It's going to end up going on a lower pitch, I guess, and they're going to extend it out. All that contractor stuff that I don't deal with, but
There's the culprit.
yeah. If you see this stuff in your attic, make sure you get rid of that. But literally, when they took down the ceiling, this was just packed. We'd done the Eco Energy grant here, and even though this is like 100, and this property here is actually older than the yellow brick that we first went through. And with the Eco Energy grant, it got a score of like 75 out of 100. So like to heat this place wasn't really that expensive, because we did drill and fill in the walls. We had a lot of insulation in the attic, and that was back when you could like get the grant money, you got to write it off for taxes, and then you got the benefit of lower utility costs, right? So it was like triple dipping. So now that we've got the go-ahead, the archaeological assessment, they're going to just We're getting a bank appraisal on this, so when you get the big check from the insurance company, it's made out to you and the bank. So you got to get the bank on board to cash the check and start to give you draws for the builder. So otherwise, you got to buy out your mortgage, float it all yourself, and then get the refinance. I want to keep the mortgage with Scotia so that once it's all done and it's actually put back together, like, oh, this is worth a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, well, you give me a bigger mortgage on it, as opposed to just burning the mortgage right now and then trying to go back and beg for a mortgage after you already have 17 mortgages. Probably not going to work. Hey guys, so that's been the tour of 762 Colburn Street, the Fire triplex, how we turn lemons into lemonade. If people want to stay in touch with me, you can find me on Facebook under my name, Kory MacKinnon, Kory with a K, or on Instagram, just my full name. Or also go check out my website, korymackinnon.com. You can see my blog posts and just extra information about mindset when it comes to staying positive throughout this real estate, battle that we fight every single day. So, cheers.